Hi.
Fixabook. Today we're talking about The Defining Decade by Meg J. Now I ordered this from an independent bookshop because I wanted to read it because I'd seen the TED Talk. That is literally the only part of it that excites me. I've nearly finished it. I absolutely love it. It's an amazing, amazing book.
Yeah.
However, this cover has struck fear into me as soon as I saw it. But I only pushed through because I knew that the author was good and I knew the book would be good. But for me, this is in the first chapter. It tells you that this book is supposed to be not for people who know 20-somethings or parents of 20-something. It's for 20-somethings. And as a 26-year-old, this cover terrifies me. It's almost a telling off in book form. And I also think it kind of looks like a really bad PowerPoint presentation if you're doing your SATs and you have to like present on something you don't really know about. So I was really disappointed with this cover, and it's sad because I've been trying to persuade some of my friends to read it because I genuinely think it's a great book.
But they made it look like a business book. I mean, kind of a business book trying to be cool.
It's like it's very American, I think, and also the subtitle is also terrifying. So it says why your 20s matter and how to make the most of them now. And it already feels like I'm failing. And also I have a really massive pet hate for these stock kind of icons and images made into a number or a letter. Like there's something I'm already like 2/3 of the way through this book and I haven't even looked at what those images are.
It's interesting because this
they were done a lot about 5-6 years ago, weren't they?
Because this could be a real celebration, couldn't it? It'd be a real celebration of your 20s and how amazing and magical it is and how to make the most of it in a positive way. But as you say, it feels like a very negative. Here are some points you need to know if you're 20 and what you should do about them. So.
And I also think like having seen the author on YouTube, like I feel like if she had to sell this at her own events, it doesn't really look like her or her feeling or her approach, and it's not.
I think that's a really interesting point actually, which is that schism between what the author thinks and sees when they're writing the book and how the publisher interprets that. And I'm not a fan actually of authors dictating cover design because it is a different skill to writing a book, and you have to trust the publisher to know what they're doing in that respect. But when it is so much, particularly non-fiction, when it's so much about the author, I think you need to kind of bear in mind what they are like and how they would bring it to life.
It's a very difficult title to work with as well, actually, because it's if you look at it, when I first looked at it, I thought it was about the 20s, the 1920s. So it's quite a hard kind of concept to put across when you've got a title that needs a great big long strap line, and it should be a fairly straightforward proposition.
And it's such a big shame because it came out in 2013 and I haven't really heard that much about it until I saw that TED Talk, this tiny bit here. But
which again shows the power of the sticker.
Absolutely.
You know, all the love or not maybe in this case that goes into the cover design, and yet it's the sticker that really is the sell. That's the really important bit.
I feel like they were more thinking about what shops they'd like this to be sold in rather than what book it was. They wanted to be like, this wants to be in W.H. Smith Travel, quick, we'll do a really simple. And also, how do you feel about these kind of colours? The psychedelic, because I've seen it on Anxiety for Beginners.
I don't mind, to be honest. I think it's just a publisher saying, right, we need to make it look like a business book, but let's try and pretend it's youthful and showy, so let's make it for the kids.
Pizzazz.
Let's go luminescent because it's for the kids.
It's the equivalent of throwing glitter on a YA book, I think.
It's
fine, but it's not.
It also has all the hallmarks of design by committee. I would love to see how many iterations there were of that cover. I bet there were a million different versions, and they'd sit in a design meeting and go, it looks a bit patronising.
Absolutely. It is one though where you look at the title and think, is that really the best title for this book? Because I mean, one of the other things about cover design is the title the right title? And I'm not sure from a metadata point of view how many people are going to be looking up decade or defining in their searches and 20, whereas the subtitle is as usual with non-fiction books. The subtitle is the important bit. You know, why your 20s matter and how to make most of them. Yeah, okay, that I get. That 20s might be a word that I search for. There's another example of where people aren't thinking about the title as part of the overall package. It's just well, that's a title, let's shove it in.
And I'm sure that's why they've had what looks like difficulty pitching the cover. Actually, they're trying to communicate a lot of things because there isn't one single message, as you say, apart from
the smallest bit on there.
Also, I think it's really good to be led by what made this book, and that was the TED Talk. The TED Talk came for it first. And I think trusting clickbait is fine. I think people are really hesitant to call the book after the video, but I think the video was called Why Your 20s Matter.
Great.
That was literally it. It worked. It had like 7 million views. We did it.
Done.
But trying to do something else with the book
and
trying to make something else different out of it isn't quite not understanding what made it
Totally.
successful in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Great,
that's,
interesting.
but do read the book; it's great.